Yana Krayendi, Namova Abronye Kotun Sawema, more than that, police headquarters. Move on Kotun Sawem, not Naho. Yes, Abronye say, on the Nami on the Amia Ko from home. Upon just on Rebanjamona, what is my problem with that? Abronye say, on the what's the big deal? Because Obian deny Ediane, we a Abronye Nagasane well. Yama Odiane Osimindi. It means a well on one akumem no se ondi inti comedy na obebo punum.
Beko beba this your boy attach the blue face. We yemre se wo pe blogging site papa e wo YouTube and one foreigner multimedia update ye ko twi ko brema or the be brew. Dia no person blogging fa say why you wadwuma bi no person be blogging adwuma no obewe amount ade bi a wo yo no ope blogger obe promote amana kwa animu no. I am recommending foreigner multimedia for you. Enya kasa, just subscribe. If the notification appears, click on it so that any update from foreigner multimedia you will get and enjoy. Enya kasa bebre. Ataju the money to asem dey come for the Nyami show. So subscribe to foreigner multimedia. Bye bye.
Bibi the AC town ni. You see a year Yachikuku. Edio. You see Abronye NPP Bono regional chairman. Abronye DC remanded into police custody for 1 week, set to appear on September 19th. Yachi Abronye, abain saka Abronye, Ghana ne yeti hamsa no, embrabo oman ho ban. Unless you are foolish, unless you are stupid, unless you don't understand the say, ekrubia embrabo ho ban. De obeye bia no, ye wo mra ebo ekru ho ban. It does not matter who you are. Oye NPP ni o, oye NDC ni o, Yawa emra ebo oman bia ho ban, and Ghana is not an exception. Inti Ghana na yete no yawa mra o Ghana kronim. It does not matter which government is in power, but the laws are clear and explicit. When it comes to ubu mrana, there was say ufesi. I've heard a lot of people write so many things on Facebook, especially that I want to be lawyers in Ghana. There are so many people in Ghana practicing law. And come and come one client to cry. There's a lot of them in Ghana. They say there are so many people in Ghana today calling themselves lawyers. So they wouldn't get one client to even take them to court and say, I am defending you. So their views don't matter. And those are the people who are loud. They shout a lot. They make noise a lot because they need that attention. Because law no. Most of UK, most of US, most of Abronye law no. Sankamu we law no hono. Sankamu benya client and kamutina ho because uko school we are a jumana or no person musika anamebwa. But because they know that owen timantina Abronye nya don't benya client back up. That's not where I'm going. Owen client back no. They have come to Ghana and they are making a lot of noise. So it does not matter the noise you make. It does not matter how you feel. You need to understand, say, a corona with him, no, there are laws. The application of the law, sometimes the person who is in charge decides how the law should be applied. And that is where some of the so-called lawyers in Ghana, they don't get, especially when it comes to judges. And the discretion of the judge. As much as the judge needs to work within the confines of some particular laws, the judge also has discretion. And sometimes you do be quarter. Judge Tumika say, fine, you, Embrane Chese or see a mouth bail. But my discretion, and minya opportunity to sit here. The opportunity na a discretion count. But me shed the air na when you went to me mau bail no. And at that point you cannot fault the judge. I was in America and a judge be etna edian court. Enoka say how he feels about a comment I made. He was going to put a judgment together to prove to Ghana for and say or discretion to take a decision be our person taking. Now, it is up to Nipana judge not no and make a sad decision. It's up to Nipana or your defendant and the lawyer to prove to the judge say, even though you are in charge of this case and you have your discretion, no, I can still prove to you, say your discretion, no, it should be limited at this point, and that you should look at this, that, and grant my client what he is praying. And I say, what he is basically asking of you. And we should not let it sound to say, when Akwesi Amoako gets bail, it is automatic that Kwame Amponsa will get bail. It does not work like that. And that is what the misinformation and disinformation some people working in Ghana across the breadth of this nation creating in the heads of some people. And itina yetumi judges for 7 etna asam so e Supreme Court. Omo nyina tumi tie asam the same day, the same time, the same presentation. But when they are writing their judgment, they come from different point of views. It means judges are not equal. They look at the issues and at the end of the day at their discretion. Inti enya obia na yede ne judge, enya obia na tina cases so. So if you're a lawyer and you know all these things and you understand, say my client can have all the excuses and defense, but at the end of the day, if I'm not able as a lawyer to prove my case, or prove with the law to show the lawyer that my client needs to go home, you don't deserve that. Abronye's lawyer is talking so much. He's making so much noise outside the court. 9 of the people standing outside the court who are misbehaving and talking don't even know what happened in that courtroom. When people enter court and they write after court, transcript in the Bible, do not look at the transcript and make your judgment. Sometimes the demeanor, body language, and how counsels or lawyers of people they are defending act can even at the end of the day affect a client. So not just reading a transcript of what happened inside the courtroom. And the Betuma actually will say the outcome from the court, at the end of the day, it was this way or it was that way. We have a big gap. The so-called group, law, they are deceiving a lot of Ghanaians. They are making it look like, say Obi Rakota, na Ghana brand say I was saying the with the Ghana brand protecting them. It does not work like that. And it's up to these people, these so-called law, no, we have been to law school. It is up to them to prove or educate Ghana for ordinary people on the streets. Because we are talking about misdemeanor. Our Abronye case, how many of the cows and goats and the sheep and those idiots standing outside the court how many of them understand misdemeanor, felony? And I was very happy when Inkoto touched on misdemeanor, the meaning of misdemeanor. Sibia Eko, baby Ekodu, a changey a felony. The people standing outside making the noise say, "Aponchi we yachina tum yadena foka yadena kotohano." The question is, are we the so-called legal brains in Ghana? Mo amoko tena bruche. Say akosia lo amoduma tena bruche one practice no. Moba Ghana na moya madwin se munim Ghana mre nyina no. You need to take time and educate. Ghana for no be. Because majority of you people sitting on social media, writing and making it look like you are smarter than any lawyer in Ghana. See, the Abronye we mamu somun kojina quarter, you cannot defend him. You can't. You guys can be paid all the money in the world. 99% of you, the social media lawyers, those who went to school outside Ghana and said, yeah, law, Yeah, about practice or Ghana, no. You cannot defend Abronye for Abronye to work as a free man. You can't. So it is sometimes you push you slow down a little bit. Calling yourself a lawyer or telling people you have been to law school does not make you more intelligent than anyone. The laws are there. And as much as we have good lawyers in the system, there are all equally good judges in the system. When I had an issue with the court, at the end of the day, I had to appear before the court to make my case, to convince the judges that what your colleague basically is asking for, it does not make sense. The Supreme Court judges sitting there, they know the law, they have read the law, they listen to my lawyer. So it's all boils down to the person leading Abronye in the courtroom. Is he able to make his case? But then if you sit on social media as a Facebook lawyer who cannot practice in Europe, who cannot practice in America, who basically goes to take a certificate and come to Ghana and try to flex your muscle and make it look like you know everything about law, then without due respect, most uncle for jail or Ghana. Because the way people in Asia, America, Europe, they see a year court, you people are making Ghanaians think, say, walking into a courtroom, automatically you have to go home. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And it's about time you, the Facebook lawyers, now more Ghana now, you could not practice in Europe and America because your level of intelligence, and drew that level to convince a judge or to even convince a client that you can win a case for them. It's about time you people mellowed yourself and understand the say. We have a country where Emra Eye Juma won cronim. So when I'm Ghana, now I'm say, and ukodi bonibi na untumi fa lawyer. You are not supposed to get yourself involved in that boneno. And you have to also know, say, so was sikari kona for lawyer, also making sure say, ube to me echa what ube to matete ana emrano entry. These are things most of my law, my law school, my lawyer. These are the things you tell the people. But you see, the emotions, that I want to be known, that I'm trying to let people know I've learned law. Law is nothing. Without due respect. Aya Ghana, ena yemubi. Yama obi a call law school, an exceptional thing. Being a lawyer is nothing. It's the same as being like a teacher. It's the same as being like a doctor. It has nothing unique about it. Until you are able to prove yourself in court to show to your client that what you went to school to learn, you are basically making use of it and protecting that your client, you are as useless as anything in the toilet, because your job as a lawyer is to defend and make sure your client does not end up in jail. If you are not able to do that, then you need to understand that you have a lot of deficiencies. There are so many people sitting on social media speaking law and talking law and writing law. They have not even won a case in court before. They themselves, they are defending themselves in court. They are not even able to get out of it easily. So why should we get up and listen to such people and make it look like Obiti Facebook can law, pretending to be a lawyer or acting as if I've been to UK to learn law. So Ghana Mrano, I know everything. So when somebody commits a crime, misdemeanor, felony, whatever, and enters our court, automatically, I was sending pano ekofie. That's all work like that. That is the self-entitlement thing that some of you have. And in your law now, Makosiano, you are not going anywhere. You are still doing banchere. Now, this goat, your friend Abronye, he has committed a crime. And he had not go court. And a court to say, Yamfanin ko trim. Now the prosecutor, a Ghana CID officer, almost Ghana Police Service, prosecutor didn't make any case, extra judge, So we are investigating. Maybe this person, ye jani maniko fia, the way I otieno, obetima kofanko phobia koku witnesses are investigation to help in our investigations. It could be an electronic investigation or an online investigation, but you have to understand that time and akwa woti TV so sa show no na nipa biti nenim ena ebi busa the questions and there were people who were producing it. So it is not just Abronye sitting in front of a video camera. It is Abronye production now all no. There are so many people involved. Ebi Abronye in his statement, he said he solicited information from somebody. Ebi ono say asama mekan no. So maybe the police are even investigating to get hold of the person Abronye has mentioned. Say when the cancer. So when the police comes to court and tells the judge, say we are still investigating and we don't want the investigation to be tainted. This guy who is a suspect is somebody we cannot trust that someone bail or interfere in the investigations. The police, they are making their case. The prosecutor is making his case. So it is left with Abronye's lawyer to prove to that judge sitting there, say, Mr. Judge, it does not matter what you think or where or how you feel. This is what I believe should allow my client to go home. As simple as that. This is not about somebody screaming, somebody. No, it's about the law. The law is the law. The law is the law. Into police, no prosecutor can say we are still investigating and that we believe that this guy still should be held in cells for our investigations not to be tainted. The police might have told the judge, say, maybe after we read Abronye's statement, we saw some loopholes that will help us get the people who helped him commit this crime, whether misdemeanor or felony. The police, they need to get to the bottom of this. It is the police are making the case. It's upon Abronye's lawyers to prove to the judge. How the judge feels does not matter. But this is the case where Jimmy Fowe Dibone. So, because Oye NPP Bono regional chairman in Saponchiwe Dibone, we should not put him in the Black Maria and bring him into Abronye Yebano. Nanke afa ponko dinesi so mo NPP for mo Jimmy ana. The Ghana Police Service, they have all the right to choose the kind of transportation they want to use when they sit and do their analysis investigations, because their job is to protect every single person in their custody. Into the Ghana Police Service, it does not matter. You could be somebody who committee a felony. If their security or their intelligence tells them, say, the attention now the Ghana Police Service can do that and protect that person. The Ghana Police Service can decide and put that person in a Black Maria. Or the Ghana Police Service can decide and put that person in a Highlands. The Ghana Police Service, you don't decide how they transport somebody, a suspect, to the court. It is how you're a lawmaker and also a politician, and now you're a lawyer, and your problem is how the person was transported safely to court. Then you are not being honest to yourself. You are being disingenuous. You are basically fooling some group of people following you. The substantive thing that you have to be talking about is, why couldn't Abronye's lawyer make sure he made a case inside courtroom in front of a judge to take him back home? That is what we are talking about. So, come in one channel there, actually with Jimmy, and I will be there, and I make us say, what is so exceptional about this goat? I have Abronye. What is exceptional about him? What is exceptional about Abronye for people to think, say, because of we should scream and the whole country should come down? What is so exceptional about him? Because your NPP Bono regional chairman, then NPP for Jimmy no way regional chairman, and can find the way regional chairman. Say NPP for Jimmy, and they will still sit there after 8 years, still keep this guy as a regional chairman. A party buying the work Ghana, this Jimmy way be a regional chairman. Because what then the work we obi aka say I want to be part of the NPP. Kasa ben free akwa weduma ba ebema obi are interested to join the NPP. These are things you need to ask. There's nothing about this fool that is going to entice anybody to say this guy is an example that when I joined this party, he's an inspiration. Be a metum the party. Where you Jimmy for? And you see, the funny thing is, Sa Jimmy where you no. This is not the first time why I sad way. It's been consistent. But you see, my problem with my own NPP for with Jimmy say, they are quick to hail foolish people. That is why the party has been destroyed. They are so quick to hail foolish people. Nobody in the NDC will do what Abronye did. Nobody. You dare not. Even a mere party communicator cannot set up a Facebook Live and use those words Abronye used. Somebody who is known as an NDC person, under Fifi Kwete, under John Mahama, under Asielu Nketia, under the NDC, nobody can do. Even a regional chairman called Makosro. I'm talking about a mere communicator. So there is a problem with the NPP as a political party. Its leadership, no, Omwe Jimmy. And that is what they are missing. And it's as a member of the NPP, the intelligence side of NPP, no, make a chance say party ni penny for Jimmy. The leadership are fooling the sheep. The foolish masses are just following these people because they don't even understand what is going on. Akwawe man here obeko jail 4 years. Akwawe. Someone here ya obeko jail. Obeko ko dem. Yeah. Dede na moya no court wana bontin wono de. It does not change anything. No. Some party in penny for Nyansa. This is the time they have to call the party leadership and tell everybody to be very, very careful and decorum in their statements. But what do we see? The party leadership, like fools, are leading a charge. Adea yachi Jimini ba kwatum. Na adentina NPP regional chairman for na yenchi omuntu fiasi. Ne yakwachi Abronye. Have you people asked yourself that question? But you see, they are lowering the standards. They are playing, making this to look like a normal thing. A new persecution. NDC pay asem. Your friend is saying IGP pay asem. They are fooling the base. And there you say, Omomudi party, they are the ones who are going to suffer. Because the leadership is not being honest with them. Leadership, no, Jimmy. NPP ni bi onimi nyanse bia will never go to that court to say I'm going to support Abronye. Why? NPP ni onimi nyansa. Opesa party way ye rebrand it na represent it. Mo ankasa mo NPP na mo kasa yete na himfie na. NPP ni bia onimi nyansa will not leave their home to go see say me kwa support to Abronye. What are you supporting him on? Then I was supporting. Adem bono hono nipa ni wana mubedi regional chairman or party nim. It shows it's a party mwe Jimmy. Moya mole papa. Now Shadibi. Abronye on hunger strike. Lawyer say Abronye say on didi. I don't want to mushe soap opera too much. Someone got some time na samere eko visit kunkumbajia ewo India chese enkwasi mwanga sa no concert ya mo de yesi Abronye se ondidi ne aduane kra enso ye na kra yendi na momfo Abronye nkoto nsanwem a mo de GI police headquarters momfo nkoto nsanwem 1 week no ntena ho yesi Abronye se ondidi na me ondidi a me ko fam ho. Upon just on what is my problem with that? Abronye say on didi. What's the big deal? Because Obian deny eduane. We Abronye nagasane well. Yama odiane osimindi. It means ayane well onwana kumem no se ondi. Inti comedy na obebo punum. Comedy Abronye obebo punum se muma me eduane ndi. It is Abronye every nipem. Now so only dear, what is the big deal here? Oh no nese only, and yes so be us on a minute. And I say Abronye, Ediane Maundi, or Simindi. It is Abronye so only dear. Ya won't call for Pediane duo. Mumo Jimmy. Now Shadi see outside the courtroom. I keep telling NPP for Yeah, yeah.